Guess who's back? Back again. Whitney's back. Tell a friend. Ciao, y'all. I'm back from Italy, and I couldn't wait to sit down with Courtney and Mama Ashley to recap the trip and hear what's been shaken with my two favorite gals. I fill everyone in on my trip to Italy filled with fantastico food and some badass Italian women. Court had a revelation after hosting her Yom Kippur breakfast, and after a recent incident at her daughter's junior high, she has sworn off making turkey sandwiches for school lunches from now on. A big congratulations are in order for Mama Ashley as she recently welcomed a new daughter into her home. Have I been replaced after being gone for too long? Listen and find out. Buon appetito!
Grab your fork and grab your knife. Morning, afternoon, and night. Mama's recipe and mine. We're about to have a good time. Hey sis, eat this. Hey sis, eat this. Woohoo! Yeah.
Well, hey sis.
Hey sis!
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. ¿Cómo stai?
Muy bien. Gracias. ¿Y usted?
No, you say molto bene.
I think you're in the wrong country, Courtney.
I know. Hi, Mama.
Hi.
Hi, Mama.
How you doing?
So good. I'm rested. I had an amazing vacation, a trip of a lifetime, and I'm ready to get back to work.
Gosh, are you so jet lagged though?
No, I'm really not actually. We've been staying up, like making ourselves stay up. And then, but the problem is we wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, but then I make myself go back to bed.
That's when I wake up. That's when I have to wake up.
Listen, this is early for me, this 11 o'clock. Woo.
11 o'clock?
Well, I get up and go to Cooper and work out, but, I don't always have to do that. And sometimes I don't get there till 10 or 10:30.
Yeah, you like to sleep in. Me too. But that hasn't been happening yet. But I'm actually okay with it because I feel like I'm getting a lot done getting up early.
Yeah, it's very good the early bird gets the worm. Whitney, yeah. I feel like we need to get some like hair extensions or something because we look bald when we record on this with our, I don't know. I was thinking maybe of just putting on this wig.
Well, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's really pretty, Courtney.
Okay, what is that wig from?
Why do you have that wig?
Well, I didn't know Andy Warhol was joining us today.
Actually, this wig is one of Reagan's wigs. And we were playing wigs the other day and I put it on and she was like, oh, you've got the Karen wig on. And I was like, what? And she's like, that's the Karen wig. That's what Karens look like with this wig.
That is hilarious.
But see what I mean? It kind of fills us out a little more when we have, I look about 80 years. I look like Joan Rivers. I've embodied Joan Rivers now. But anyway, I thought it's better when I have more hair. Okay, I'll take it off.
I've got some wigs that we could play with too. My Barbie wig.
Yes, that'd be more attractive.
I had the old lady wig, the gray one, my queen wig.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe we should show up with wigs on.
Well, my hair is pulled back because I'm going to have my bleach put on today.
Oh.
I have to have my color done today, so
You're getting your bleach opium fill, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting my fix. So I've got to go do that at 1.
Well, my hair's pulled back because my hair's dirty AF. That's why.
Well, mine's dirty too, but it's going to get washed after bleach.
Yeah, cut and color.
I'm just saying, I need a little teasing or a little volume before I get on these Zooms where we're recording.
I always do.
Well, maybe we shouldn't do them when our hair's dirty.
Well, that gives me very few days a week that we can actually do it.
Me too.
Well, maybe we should kick off this podcast with like Julia Martin does on her Dream Your Life podcast, where we have like a moment of gratitude. Since we haven't been back together, we should go around and say what we're grateful for, perhaps.
Okay. You kick it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, go ahead.
I'm grateful that we are all back together recording because it's been a while. And I'm grateful that I have gratitude that Whitney's back in town because I missed her and missed our little 24/7 phone, Zoom, texting connection. I felt like a limb had been lost.
I know. It's like the longest we've ever gone.
I mean, it's like we have so much to recap because I feel like you've been gone for so long. But I was just going to mention that I'm really grateful. I was thinking about it this morning that I'm coming to Dallas next week so I can get my queso fixed.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited for you to come. It's like the perfect timing.
I'm grateful that Whitney is home, and I'm grateful that you're coming, and I'm grateful every day that I wake up.
I love that. Yes, you should be. That's a lovely sentiment.
I'm grateful for Mama coming and filling up my pool every day.
Yeah, no kidding. I know. I took care of that house, I'll tell you. And to take in the packages that they order while they're out of town. And their alarm is all screwed up. And then, every day, because it was, I don't know why, but it was kind of hot and the water kept going down. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time.
You don't know why. You live in Texas. That's
but
why
it's not. But it's not as hot as it was earlier in the summer. It's only like in the 90s, which is no big deal.
Oh, what a! It's freezing. The 90s.
It is. Get your coat out.
We got a cool front. Well, I appreciate you, Mommy, and thank you for looking after our house.
You're welcome, Whitney.
Well, then, since we're talking about Italian stuff, Whit, get into it.
Oh, it was truly a trip of a lifetime. It was so wonderful. We did Capri. We were in Florence. We were in like Tuscany and Montalcino, and it was just amazing. And we had the best time ever. I would say that one of the things Lance and I were discussing is, you think of Italy as just, pasta and pizza and all this, but our Italian friend Daniele, who we've talked about, had said that there's so much fish in Italy. It's just so delicious. And we really found that to be true. So I think there's this American misconception of it's just pizza and pasta. And there's just so much more than that. And it was amazing. I mean, there was not one bad meal.
Yeah.
It was truly a tour of food. And we had so much amazing food. So much so that, how I do like my little dance when I eat something delicious. And I'm like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. Well, the yummy dance?
Yes. So Lance has made up a new one for himself.
Mm.
And he
hilarious.
Came up with, I showed Mom the video. We'll have to post it. But basically, he'll eat something and then he pretends to buckle himself in.
Because he's about to go on a wild ride of taste and flavors.
As in buckle up. This is delicious.
This is going to be good. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, what's not to love? Every trip to Italy is a trip of a lifetime.
True.
There's nothing bad about Italy. People are wonderful. The food is wonderful. The wine is wonderful.
Yeah.
If you're really Italian or you're what do they call Italianophile? What would the name be for someone who loves
just Italian?
Or a lover of all things Italian, you would know that fish does play a big part in their culinary history and traditions, because there's the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve. But I'd also like to point out that the beef, and especially Florence, they're known for their Florentine beef. And whenever we're in Italy, we eat so much steak because it's so delicious there and grass-fed. And
they had those great big white cows that are only known to Italy, and they're, that's where they get that wonderful beef.
Yes, we definitely partook in that. And the other thing that we talked about on our trip is we've been saying that it's a tomato girl summer for us. But Lance said that he's going to say it was a zucchini boy summer for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He ate a lot of zucchini while he was there?
Tons. Stuffed zucchini, grilled zucchini. It was just delicious.
Spaghetti Nerano?
Oh, yes. We went to Nerano. We actually went to Nerano.
Were there zucchinis everywhere?
We were on the boat that day, so we just pulled into the little beach restaurant. So I didn't really see the landscape so much, but they did serve us pasta Nerano, which is zucchini pasta, and it was fabulous.
Right.
Isn't it truffle hunting season over there too?
Yes. So you sent us to that restaurant.
In Florence.
In Florence. It's kind of above the city. It's at Villa La Fontanelle. It was amazing. And they had a white truffle pasta that was a total panty dropper.
Oh my God. They didn't have that when I was there over the summer, or I would have ordered it.
Oh my God. It was delicious. That restaurant was amazing. Highly recommend it.
I know. And it's the most beautiful restaurant that you've ever been to.
It was wonderful. The other highlight too is that Gucci has a restaurant in Florence, right where we were staying.
So bougie.
I know. And I'd read about it and you're like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of, cheesy. It was incredible.
I'm sure it was beautiful.
Oh my God. It was beautiful. The service was impeccable. Like they come sit down your meal at the same time. They have two people like put it down together. It was like very fancy.
Oh, wow.
It was one of the best meals we had. And the highlight of that meal was they had a cannoli, a savory cannoli.
Ooh.
So they take the cannoli shell and it's a savory one. And instead of putting, the sweet ricotta cream, they put in a beef ragu.
Ooh.
It sounds delicious.
And then
they put
a savory ricotta on each side, like to stuff it. And then they put the pistachios on it and they put a little piece of lemon zest on the end. You guys, it was insane. Well, you know what we're going to do is we're going to call up Susan Sarich, who was talking about her cannoli recipe from her grandmother's. And we're going to have to cook with her and make this savory cannoli because it was just incredible.
Well, you've got that little fryer down there at your house that we could
can fry them up.
Yeah, right. So get the recipe and we'll do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, speaking of ragus, I had a ragu myself. While you were away, I went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Right.
And it was really fun. And I ate all sorts of game. I had elk filet, which was unbelievable.
Wow.
And all my friends ordered, it was a girls' trip. It was at the Cowboy Bar. They have this really cool downstairs restaurant, downstairs from the country dancing upstairs. And I decided I would go with the elk filet, and everybody else went with some sort of beef dish, and they didn't like it. And they were all eating my elk because it was so good. When in Jackson Hole, go with the wild game.
Was it gamey?
Not, you know what? A teens, but I'm not like and I'm sensitive to game. So I loved it. It was really peppery and salty and it was so good and perfectly cooked, medium rare. And then I also had bison bolognese or a bison ragu at an Italian restaurant called Glorietta, which was just an incredible restaurant, Italian restaurant in Jackson Hole. So I went after it with getting kind of crazy.
You got your game on.
I got my game on. Yeah, I got game.
Lance always makes his chili with bison and it's delicious.
I like bison.
But while y'all were having such a wonderful time on your wonderful trips, I've been home taking care of Whitney's house, getting a new dog, and making sloppy Joe for Dwight.
Sloppy Joe's. What recipe did you use for your sloppy
my
Joes?
mother's, which is the best in the world,
It's really
and
good.
it is delicious.
What's in it?
It has ground beef and it has onions, green peppers, ketchup, mustard, sugar, vinegar, and ground cloves. And I know that sounds really weird, but ground cloves really give it this amazing flavor. And it's really delicious. And so we eat it on hamburger buns, and it's really good. And I always make it in the fall. In fact, I used to make it when y'all on Halloween, when y'all were little. Y'all go trick-or-treating, and then we'd have sloppy joes when you came home.
I have no recollection of that.
Really? I made it every Halloween. You were probably too busy eating candy.
Sure, I don't remember that. Did your mom make sloppy joes on Halloween?
No, she did, but she'd make it, during the winter and stuff. It's kind of a wintry, fall wintry recipe. It's really good.
Yeah.
Instead of, if you don't want a hamburger, then it's really good.
Well, let's do that this Halloween.
Okay. I just made some though. Well, but by the end of the month, I guess we could have some more. Yeah, we could have some.
I asked Vivi what she wanted me to make for our annual Halloween party, as we like to call it, Harroween.
Yeah.
And she said, well, everybody loves your chili, Mommy, so just make the chili. So I'm going to I usually make like 3 different kinds of chili, like a turkey, a chicken, and a beef. And so we'll do that.
Right.
But,
well, also, Courtney, I was going to tell you, your mother-in-law sent me a text that your food was amazing on Yom Kippur, the breakfast. And it was delicious, and that she said, and I'm turning it all over to her from now on.
Right. Well, I did want to talk about that because we did host about 25 people for Yom Kippur, which the dinner is called, you eat it after sundown after a whole day of fasting, and it's called break fast, like breakfast, but you're breaking the fast, and it's your first meal of the day. So in my family, in my husband's family, they traditionally serve like brunch foods because it'd be your first meal of the day. So we had family over. We had some friends with this whole group of people that our kids all went to preschool together. And so we do a lot of Jewish holidays together, this group, and it's so much fun. And they're wild. They're a crazy group. And so they all came over but here's my thing. I mean, I cooked all day for days, 3 days leading up to this whole thing. And I did casseroles and I did quiches and I did everything. I did big platters of deli meats and bagels and breads and smoked fish. People in California, they just don't eat carbs. I had so many bagels and so many loaves of bread left over, but the meat trays and the fish trays were completely annihilated, in the cheese. That's all gone. And then the quiches, thank God, I had the wherewithal to make crustless quiches. I made them and they were incredible, like a broccoli shallot and a mushroom leek. We did these, Vivi helped me, we made crustless quiches. And you listen, you're not scrimping on the calories. They're filled with half and half and cheese.
Right.
And, they're delicious. They're, you don't miss the crust because they're so rich.
They're keto.
Yeah, they're keto. But what I did spend a lot of time, they are. I mean, I'm sure, I don't even know what keto really is, but what I did spend a lot of time making was this Italian strata, which was sauteed spinach and onions. And then you take, eggs and cream and Gruyere cheese, and you layer it with Italian bread. So I got that really yummy Bay Cities crusty bread, Italian bread. I broke off. I mean, it took me forever, all of the little pieces of gorgeous Italian loaf bread. And then you layer it with the spinach, the bread, the cheese and eggs, or the cheese, like a lasagna. And then you pour the egg mixture on top. I made 2 of those because I was like, oh, this is going to be the hit. Literally, I think 1 piece. Somebody ate 1 piece. And that was probably me. Yes. And I had 2 huge casseroles left.
Because it had bread in it?
Yes. Bread everywhere. But I was so sad because I had bags of bagels and 2 huge bread casseroles left over.
You could freeze the bagels.
Yeah.
Or
I know.
You could make croutons with them.
Next year, I'm just going to do an Atkins breakfast. A keto Atkins breakfast.
That's right. I was going to say that's keto.
Just do a dilly plate and just put out the meat.
The dilly platter was popular though, but because my friend Doreen, who makes the bone broth for us, made these beautiful platters. I bought her all the stuff and she put together, and it was very pleasing to the eye. So we'll post all my pictures.
Yeah, I want to see pictures of that because I want to see a pretty dilly plate.
Well, take those bagels and make croutons, and you can put them in. That's what I do, and put them in baggies and put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
I've never made bagel croutons before.
Well, I've never made bagel croutons, but any kind of, bread I have left over, or, baguette or whatever, if we don't eat it, then you just chop it up and make
I have been craving a bagel since I got back from Italy.
No, well, then maybe you should go get one. Because there's plenty of places to get them.
Yeah, but Shug's is the best in Dallas.
My friend Jillian was at the party, and her son, I'm like, where's Franklin? Like her cute little 10-year-old son, who is this like wild blonde haired, like maniac. He's just the cutest thing. And he's always been just funny, and he comes in the house. I'm like, Franklin, how are you? What's going on? He's like, I've been at Magic Mountain all day. Can I get in your jacuzzi? My back is killing me from the roller coasters. He was late to the party. I guess his parents weren't too strict about him going to temple, I guess. And I said, sure. I'm like, it's not heated. I don't care. So he got in there and it
wasn't freezing.
Yes. I mean, I turned it on, but it couldn't have been more, it was like 10 minutes later, he was in there by himself. And we got out. I go, Franklin, you feeling better? He's like, oh yeah, I really needed that.
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
That is hilarious.
I think he's heard that from his parents before. My back is killing me. I need to get in the jacuzzi.
Yeah. I mean, they are so unorthodox. It's so funny because I was on a text chain and, everybody's supposed to be fasting that day. Mm-hmm. And I can't fast on Yom Kippur because I'm cooking so much. I got to taste what's happening all day long. Right.
Yeah. That would be just cruel.
But one of our friends, preschool friends on the text chain and she says, I am so hungry and now I have to make cookies to take over to Courtney's and I'm going to have to eat the cookies. I'm dying. And my friend chimes in, I've already had a burrito. And we were like, whoa, man, that's aggressive. That is aggressive.
I just almost spit my tea out.
I know. Well, my friend Lori responds, Jesus, Lord, Jillian. And then she's like, I know, but I was so hungry. And
fasting is hard. It's really hard. I can't do it.
I can't either. Listen, whatever makes you feel closer to the spirit, it's up to you. But if eating a burrito makes you feel close, then do it. I just say whatever it is that makes you happy. There's no judgment in my home. So you don't have to have fasted to come and celebrate the holiday with us. Come one, come all is welcome. And I don't fast either.
I mean, food is a religion to me. So
it is to me,
too. Yeah, no kidding.
And a dirty martini.
Well, you know what? Yeah. Being at the table, serving your friends and family, that it's community.
God wants me nourishing my body all day long, So.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, man. It was funny. We had a good time, though.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
It's nice to have this group of people that we have consistently, been friends with throughout the years and do the holidays with. And it makes it all so special.
That's awesome.
What other highlights from Italy, Whitney, do you want to talk about?
So one of the highlights was the amazing Italian women that I came across.
Yeah.
We had dinner one night and the sommelier was suggesting a wine. And she said, oh, well, this one is local here in Montalcino. It's a Brunello and it's run by a female owner. I said, we'll take it. Mm-hmm. We went to go do a tasting there. It was not far from where we were staying.
A female-owned vineyard?
A female-owned vineyard. And she has the most incredible story. It's called Col di Lamo is the name of the wine. The gal that was giving us the tour was just awesome. And she kind of got into the story of Gianna is her name, the owner. And she said that she was married. She had a young daughter. And at 40 years old, she got a divorce from her husband and also was a part of this big family that was wine owners in Montalcino. And they had a lot of vineyards. And when her father passed or got out of the wine business, he left it only to the son, not to Gianna. And she was like, this isn't right. Not cool. Like, this is my family business too.
They're still very wrapped up in the patriarchy in Italy.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So she went ahead and fought her family on it and got her share of the land and didn't speak to her family for years. So she's gotten a divorce, single mom, starting her own vineyard, and she did it. And she's such a badass. And so, I mean, I have chills right now. And
amazing.
She was telling Beatrice, the gal that was giving us the tour, started telling us all about this. And I just started crying. I just said, this is just such a wonderful story. And I'm so proud of this woman. And she's a firecracker. She came and sat down with us and I said, listen, I am so in awe of you. And I just really, really want to thank you for pursuing this. I was in love with her and she loved us. And she came by and gave us a wine opener and a little purse holder. And she was just so cute.
Did you say my mom got divorced and started her own company? And look at all these things that happen when women take control of their lives.
I did. I told her our story, and she loved every minute of it. And it was just a really bonding moment with this woman that I just think is just total badass. And
well, shout out to her.
Yes. And her daughter is a part of the business as well. She has since repaired her relationship with her family. And we told her where we were staying. And she said, that's my brother's place.
Oh, how funny.
And then the other amazing female powerhouse story was this restaurant in Montalcino called Bocan di Vino. And it was started by a husband and wife. And now their daughters run it. So one of the daughters, Alessandra, is the chef. And then Marina, the other sister, is front of house.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is a whole family affair in this restaurant. It's a Michelin star restaurant.
Wow.
And we get there, and the daughter of the chef is our server. And then
my
husband, the sommelier.
Oh,
the food is incredible. I had almost like a truffle panna cotta, savory. Oh, it was to die for. But it was just such a sweet family. And you just felt like you were in someone's home.
Yeah.
The Italians are very family oriented. I mean, they're very tight, very close.
Yeah, it was just wonderful. And so at the end of the night, I was going to the bathroom, and I talked to the daughter. I said, I would really love to meet your mother. And she said, oh, she's sitting right there. And I went up to her and I said, I just wanted to thank you for this incredible meal. And I feel the love of your family in here, and it radiates throughout your restaurant. And this is such a special place. And I feel very privileged and blessed to be here. And she's like,
it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really, really wonderful. And it made me super happy to see all of these incredible Italian women
paving their way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's awesome.
That's great.
But I do have absolutely not / I've had it. And going back to the patriarchal thing is when we were in Italy, obviously we drank a ton of wine, and we'd order a bottle, whether it was me ordering it or Lance, they'd always give the taste to him first.
Ugh, so wrong.
To him?
Yes.
God.
And I was so pissed about it. And I told him, I went on a rant one night, of course, and he was like, from then on, he was like, she'll taste it.
Right.
He's afraid of you.
I will say at Bocan di Vino, the sommelier, who was the husband of the chef, he gave me the first taste. It was the one time we went where somebody gave me the wine first. And I was like, well, he has a daughter. His wife's the chef. Like his sister-in-law is the front of house.
He's been conditioned now to know what's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been trained.
He's been trained. Yes, that's great.
You have to train him,
That's some special stuff. That's great, Whitney.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to hear about my dog?
Oh, well, I was about to say we have a new baby in the house.
Yes, we have a new baby in the family.
Her name is Lucy, and she's 8.5 years old.
So kind of you. Can I just say how kind that is of you that you adopt these older dogs that need homes?
Well, I would never get well, first of all, I don't want another puppy. We've had so many, and they're terrorists until they get to be about 4 or 5. And she is so well mannered, and she shakes, and she just loves you, and she just wants you to pet her all the time. The only thing she does that's really keeps us laughing so much is she steals our shoes. She goes in if they're laying around in the floor, she goes in and gets them, and she doesn't chew them. She just brings them and puts them in the den.
That is so funny.
Shoes all over our den.
Maybe she's trying to tell y'all not to be such slobs. And so she's like, pick up your damn shoes, you slobby people.
Well, she does look in my shoe. I have all those shoe shelves, and she kind of looks at them, but she hasn't taken any out of there yet. She just picks up the ones on the floor. But we just laugh about it. And the other day, she came way back here in the closet and got one of Dwight's loafers, and they're kind of heavy. And she brought it out to him.
Dwight picked us up from the airport, and he was filling us in.
I've got to go plug in my computer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Got to go out.
We had a flow going. Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay. Well,
Okay.
but
No.
it might go out. so I
No,
gotta
just
do
go
it.
get your computer.
I'll be right back.
This is funny.
No, but it's okay. We'll see. Let's just keep going.
I'm hungry. Now I want a bagel.
Sorry, but this computer's old and Whitney left it on earlier.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
It's all
Mama.
your fault.
I know. Always is.
Boys.
So Dwight picked us up from the airport and he was saying about Lucy taking the shoes. He said Lucy really goes after Mama's shoes and not his. And I was like, well,
Mhm.
maybe yours are just too stinky, Dwight.
Yeah, they probably are. His tennis shoes are for sure.
She's so sweet.
Oh yeah, you met her, Whitney. How is she?
She's
Yes.
amazing. I'm so
Aw.
happy to have a dog back on
Back
the
in the
block
family.
because we've been missing that.
Oh.
How are my babies up there in LA?
Your babies, well, your junior high baby, and almost junior high.
But we still call them the babies.
We know.
They're doing great. They're doing amazing. But we're sort of learning the ropes of junior high. Reagan, her first year, and this is funny, and I felt sort of bad about this. But see, I'm learning that I need to break away a little bit, and I need to not be such a helicopter mom. And so, like that first week of school, I was trying to send her with a lunch, and even though they have like a little card and they can go to the cafeteria, and so she's like, "I don't need it. I don't want it." I'm like, "Okay, but I have this I just made you a beautiful turkey sandwich," and I put it in her lunchbox, or I put it in her backpack and send her off with it. I'm like, if you don't want it, just throw it out. Anyway, so she comes home, and I said, I was cleaning out her lunchbox. I said, well, did you eat the turkey sandwich? She goes, no, I left it in my locker. I said, well, you got to get that out of your locker. And she's like, all right, I'll throw it out. Well, she gets COVID. Okay. And she's not at school for like a week and a half.
Oh my God.
I go into her room the other day and she's like really upset. And I go, what? She's like, that turkey sandwich you gave me, I left it in my locker. And the whole locker area smells like farts. And all the kids are walking by and they're like, oh, it smells like farts. What smells so bad? And she's like, it's me, Mom. I'm the girl with the stinky locker. And it's all your fault. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you need to get that out of there. She's like, I did. I finally threw it away, but it still smells.
She needs some room freshener.
Well, we put this, I know, I was going to send her with dryer sheets to put in there.
Yes.
But we put this stupid locker wallpaper, this magnetic wallpaper that you can get on Amazon on your locker.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I'm like, take the wallpaper down. It's absorbed the smell. And she's like, I don't want to. I'm like, it's never going to clear up if you don't. The fact that she's like, oh, everybody's walking by holding their nose, being like, oh, it smells like farts over here. And she's like, I'm the girl with the stinky locker. That's not so junior high. I mean, this is what movies are made of, right? She tells me this and I look her in the face and I see the pain, but I couldn't help but just laugh. I started laughing and she's like, it's not funny. Why are you laughing? And I said, it is funny. Okay, bye, Mom. I guess my story wasn't funny to you. Where did she just go?
Hilarious. I don't know.
Lord, you don't just get up and leave in the middle of a podcast recording, for crying out loud. All right, whatever. I'll finish telling you the story. Anyway, so I started laughing and she's like, well, why is that so funny? And I go, because this is what junior high books and films are made from. All of these things happen. Everybody has a stinky locker. Everybody has something that's like you're insecure about. And I said, this is just the beginning and you got to laugh about it and you got to roll with it. And your locker's not going to smell bad forever. But it was pretty funny.
That is hilarious.
I know, but she's rolling with the punches and she's doing okay, making tons of friends. Okay, so after the turkey sandwich incident, I was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to be up in your business making you lunch every day. Right. So I'll just let her use her card. So we get a report of what she eats at school because it's like a breakdown of what she buys at the cafeteria. Yeah. Every single day for like 8 days straight, Jason calls me up. He's like, do you realize that Reagan's had chicken fingers for 10 days straight? Every single time she's bought something at the cafeteria, it's been chicken fingers. And I was like, that's not good. He's like, that is not good. And I was like, we need to have variety in there. Like, this is so bad. So we sit her down and we're like, Reagan, we see what you're buying on your Eagle card at school for lunch every day, and you're having chicken fingers every single day. And she's like, but they're so good. I'm like, Reagan, you cannot have chicken fingers every single day. And she's like, I don't. I had a Pop-Tart yesterday. I was like, oh my God. Like, okay, we got to go back to I am going to start making you lunches every day unless you add variety into your lunches.
Yeah.
So she went to school this week. She said she ordered lasagna or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it was terrible, but I was eating it. And my friends were all eating chicken fingers and they offered me a bite. And I said, no, my parents won't let me. I can't. And they were like, come on, you can just have one bite. Your parents won't know. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm okay. And then yesterday she told us that she had salmon, green beans, and mashed potatoes. So
look at her.
So I know, what a good girl. What a good
I would
girl.
never have eaten salmon at school.
No, me either.
Well, let me tell you this. When Whitney was in high school, I would ask her what she had for lunch, and she got a baked potato and French fries.
Right.
That's what she ate almost every day, I think. Every
And
day.
she turned out okay.
And a Butterfinger.
Right. So that's why I say leave her alone. She'll get over it at some point. And if everybody else and you know what? Here's the other thing. Being in junior high school, if she's different, she's going to be made fun of and all that kind of stuff. If her friends are all eating chicken fingers, we'll let her eat the chicken fingers. Make her eat a decent dinner.
I do, but
there you go. Okay, well, this also scares me that her friends are peer pressuring her to take a bite of chicken fingers, because this is just foreshadowing to alcohol and drugs,
vaping for sure,
stealing.
But I would think that there's I would rather them just peer pressure her with chicken fingers than the other stuff. So I think there's other groups she could be a part of that they are maybe peer pressuring her with more. But she does run with the sweet girl crowd. So
okay. As long as it's just chicken fingers.
Well, and look at how strong she is. She stood up to the chicken fingers and said no.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mm-hmm. So we've taught her right.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But, like I said, if she has to be a nerd and eat all this other stuff because you told her to, then they're going to make fun of her.
If she's a nerd for eating salmon, I'm okay with that. Well, I'm not. I'll tell you what. I'm not giving her a turkey sandwich again.
Oh, God, she cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Like I said, Whitney lived on baked potatoes and French fries or tater tots for 4 years. So,
right.
And she's okay.
Well, is she okay? I don't know. I mean, there's some repercussions.
Mentally, she's probably not okay. Physically, she's okay.
Just you two talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. I did want to ask you girls about a trend that I've been seeing lately that I wonder if the Hey Sis, Dirty Sis Martini has anything to do with this. But all over Instagram and TikTok, I keep seeing this dirty martini dip. Have you seen it with blue cheese and olives and cream cheese? I've seen it a lot. And oh, it's just I never thought about, you never really heard much about blue cheese martinis before, I would say, Hey Sis last January was launched. So I just want to say, I think we're trendsetters, but I'm going to make it tonight. I'm having a happy hour tonight and I'm going to make it. And I have all the ingredients downstairs and I'm going to make a Dirty Sis dip and I'm going to make a Dirty Sis martini. And I'm going to be swollen as a Christmas goose tomorrow after all that salt, but I don't care.
All right. Well, I'm starving and I need a bagel.
Me too.
Well, I know I hate to leave because I've got to go get this, this hair done.
Yeah, you got to get those roots taken care of.
I've got to get the roots taken. Oh, I will tell you all this funny. One thing is when I was at Queen Bee Salon and having my eyebrows done, which my eyebrows are very important to me, and I was having a little bald spot in one of them. And so Abby told me to put castor oil on it, that it would grow hair.
Okay.
Really?
Are you kidding me? And she goes, no. And I actually asked my hairdresser too. And she said, oh yeah, it'll grow hair. And every night I take a little Q-tip and put castor oil on my eyebrows. And I will tell you, it has filled in like crazy.
Ooh. Are you serious?
Yes. I also had started putting it right along here. and down my part because it's getting kind of bald. So,
Oh my gosh.
and so I noticed the other day I have all these little strands that are sticking
New
straight
sprouts.
up. Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
I am
gosh.
buying some castor oil ASAP immediately.
Yeah, I'm not kidding
Yeah,
you.
me
It
too.
really it does. And I was telling her the other day when I went and got my eyebrows done. I said, "Oh my gosh, that castor oil really works." She goes, "I told you it would. It's like a miracle." I'm telling you.
How long did it take before you noticed?
She told me it was going to take about 3 months, but it wasn't at all. It was more like 3 weeks at the most.
Wow.
Be careful where you
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. No kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it brings it back full circle. Maybe we don't need wigs. After all, we just need to rub castor
No,
oil
we
on
just
our
need
hair.
we just need castor oil. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Hilarious.
I'm on that. I'm going to Ralph's in a minute to pick some up.
There you go. You don't need a big bottle because it doesn't take much.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, don't buy a gallon or anything.
We're not going to go to Restaurant Depot and get a 10
no,
gallon.
No.
Well, I hope we have an episode out of this.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, you'll have to do a lot of editing.
Well, we've been gone for 2 weeks, so we've been a little out of practice.
All right, team.
Okay. Love y'all. I gotta
Okay.
go.
Love you. Love you. Love your show.
Love you. Love your show.
Love you. Love your shows.
Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci.
Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to Hey Sis, Eat This. If you LOL'd, peed your pants a little bit, or even smirked, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to rate and review, but only if it's positive.
Also, visit our website for recipes and to sign up for our newsletter at heysiseatthis.com.